This is the Champions Series, the Legends Division, presented by Delta Zero Productions. I am your host, Stinky One. I'm here with Lannon. He is
Hello,
actually a Champions driver,
I
but
am.
today he will be commentating with me. He will be my eyes and ears and my knowledge of the track. So while we wait here, do you want to talk about the track so we can have? I have a little track map out. So it
I
is,
can tell you a few things I know about the track.
yeah.
So, um, I was doing some practice with some drivers recently,
Mm-hmm.
and we were looking at, tire temperatures and tire wear. All tires are really bad here. Surprise. You're going to be looking at average temperatures of around 90 to 95, depending on tire pressures that people end up going with. Um, and I mean, certain people prefer to do certain ones. I personally was running higher pressures than everyone else because one of the main things that people notice on this track is how difficult traction is. And obviously, with high pressure, sorry, you can get easier traction, but your temperatures are going to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of find the balance with that. And since a lot of the corner entrances and exits are long, sweeping turns, it's quite difficult to keep the car steady
Yeah.
and consistent. So seeing consistent laps around this track is really impressive. Even if they're not as quick as the people in the front, doing consistent laps is better than doing one quick lap and
Yeah.
then doing loads of slow laps.
This track is one
Um,
of our longer ones. Of It's 5.451 kilometers with 16 corners. It does have just 2 DRS zones.
it does, yeah. But one on the huge back straight,
Huge
which
back
is going to be
straight,
a
which will
key
make
part for
a big
overtaking.
difference. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Um, and a lot of the corners around this track can be quite challenging on corner entry with the curbs as well,
Yeah.
because obviously you need to maximize your entrance, and getting on those curves can be quite dangerous a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to see a lot of people spinning, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Formation lap. Oh yeah, my weather has updated. It is going to be dry for the whole race. It's just very cloudy.
Okay.
Yeah, the chance of rain, it looks like 19% up until about 15 to 20 minutes through the race, and then it starts to decline again. So yeah, it's looking dry for the entire race, which is probably a good thing for the drivers, considering how difficult this track is anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Everyone warming up their tires now. We'll have to see how well everyone does at that because one lap isn't much. Oh, and actually, what tires is everyone? Everyone decided to start on the mediums. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have anyone starting on hard to maybe trying to go long,
Go.
or even maybe softs and trying to gain some positions at the start. But
Definitely.
we'll have to see what
Yeah,
happens.
they're all on mediums.
Chance.
This is a good
Yeah, they
example
are. Yeah.
that this track is very weird. It has high deg, but a lot of these guys, they're not going to want to be on hards because it's still also a very fast track.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah. It
sense.
is.
Like this is a heavy DRS track. Like there's going to be a
Mhm.
lot of DRS fighting. So you're
Yeah.
going to want to be on a good compound. You don't want to be the guy stuck on the hards going backwards.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But what this
Um,
does is it sets the pit to be very important. These pit stops are
it
going to
does.
matter
Yeah.
so much.
It does. Yeah.
We will probably see a few of the mid packers go in early, do an undercut, and it's going to mess up the guys in
Maybe.
front. And it'll be interesting to see how
Yeah.
this plays out.
Yeah.
Because everybody's on the same compound, I think it's going to make a big difference.
It looks like most people haven't done too good at warming up their tires, actually. A lot of
Nope.
people have low temperatures. In fact, the
Oh,
best
and
temperatures on the
John
grid
just
are
disqualified.
shade. Yeah,
Oh, and oh, Some reason
Best
PFX
temperatures.
changed on me.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go.
It's got him written as Hamilton. There we go.
There we go. They are out.
We're off.
Shea gets away well.
That was a really fast light.
There's a McLaren in the background. Fopper's already up to 5th.
Holy smoke. We do have John on cold tires here. But we see Shea takes a good jump. Josh is a little bit on the back foot. We have the 2 McLarens. Oh, he's getting fought by Mason now, though.
Yeah.
But he's able to hold that position so far. And the McLarens go up. It's the best they could have gotten there.
Mookie on the inside.
But Mookie with the heavy dive. Whoa. That's definitely gonna be a penalty. Hopefully they didn't take any damage there. He does concede the position.
Down the inside.
Mason's now on the inside of Mookie. Mookie's trying and Mookie's off.
He's round. Really unfortunate for him.
Oh, I saw another driver go off. Carlos actually goes off.
He's out. I think I saw him get up onto the curb and hit the tire barrier.
Yeah, he definitely hit the tire barrier. I missed it barely.
Safety car. Everyone's going slow.
It's a virtual. It's just a virtual so far.
Virtual safety car. Wow, a crazy first lap.
Yeah, can you see if John took any front wing damage at all?
Let me check quickly. Status.
Hopefully he didn't.
Doesn't have any damage.
Okay, that's good.
So he's really lucky.
Yeah, they hit each other. It could have resulted in some front wing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could have. He's super lucky to have gotten away with that. And I suppose Mookie has kind of.
Yeah, Mookie conceded the position. It looked like he backed out to give it back, which is it's good sportsmanship on him.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like he missed his braking point. Yeah, he definitely missed his braking point. Because you can see him, he goes on the inside to try to avoid everything, but is just going way too fast.
Yeah. Initially, it was a dive on Dizzy Mason, but just ended up missing his braking point too late. You can see the virtual safety car is gone now, and Shea has already built a over 1 second gap.
A 1 second gap.
Josh.
Yeah. We have
the
John
gap on the track right now.
I think the John Foppa Mason battle. Also, Sam looks like he might be in the mix too.
Yeah, maybe.
They're a little bit far off, but
if he can hold DRS, he'll definitely be in it.
So the thing I'm curious about is the difference in pace on John and Foppa, right? Because if they're too close to the same pace, their team either has to decide to let them fight, or they need to concede, right? Like if the guy in the back is faster, he needs to give it up. But we'll see what they do. It's very early in the season, so they might allow them to fight.
Oh, a spin for the Red Bull in the background. Yeah, but
there was a spin. Yeah, that's not good.
No, he is round and spins again, trying to get the power down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We can see Sam
have rocketed.
Sam's looking to attack Mason here. Mason might have a little damage, I can't tell. Or maybe he's just not getting comfortable yet.
Yeah, maybe his
Josh goes fastest actually.
Oh, Josh is bringing that gap down now. Less than a second.
DRS is now enabled. He's in his DRS zone. So this is Josh chose a good time to try to attack here.
Yeah. Right on the edge of 1 second right now. And if they start fighting, then that'll be really good for the McLaren. It'll be super easy for them.
I would also keep an eye on Sam as well. Sam is catching Mason as well.
He is, yeah.
And we have the two. And
the Red Bull has retired.
The Red Bull retires into the
I'm not too sure what happened there. Yeah, just with terminal damage, it would have been.
And we get another virtual safety car. At least we're only getting virtual safety cars here.
Not full safety cars,
Yeah. Let's just hope none of these drivers get penalized, because that's always I really don't like how the virtual safety ticks its markers. It's very frustrating. When you're on a straight, it's so unpredictable. You'll be a full second behind its time that it wants to be, and then you'll be a full second ahead. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But you know, like I was saying about the tire wear just a minute ago. Oh, it's already done. Wow.
And it's done. It's ended already. And just like that,
yeah,
we have actually
mental.
Foppa. Okay,
Ooh,
he didn't
Foppa
attack.
No,
He didn't attack. Oh, he is. He's giving him a. Is he giving him the space?
Can't quite get
I think they're fighting. I think they're letting him fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. But this isn't good in terms of keeping the gap down to the cars.
Oh, definitely not. If they're trying to keep the gap down,
all around the outside.
Goes on the outside. Foppa goes past.
Yeah.
That that they didn't lose that much time there actually.
No, because it was on the straight. So
yeah, they did fight a bit, but I don't think it compromised them that much through the other parts.
No, no.
But Foppa did look like he might have the pace. It could just be the long straight though that always brings you back into it, right?
Yeah, he might be using less downforce as well. We just don't know right now. We also have the Ferrari of Sam. What is that?
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, just go Sam.
Busy as well. Right on the back of
Yeah, he's been on the back of him for a bit.
Yeah,
I wonder
maybe
if he's
struggling.
I think so. Mason had a little bit of a tussle with Mookie for a bit. Maybe messed him up a bit.
Maybe.
But also, I think Sam could have put a better quality time down, so it's probably just showing his pace.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Really close here, coming into this next section though. It might actually see a pass here.
Almost pushing him through.
Yeah. Gets a good exit. That's a very good exit. We get one of the worst cameras if you're on Sam. One of the worst cameras.
Yep.
I don't understand these camera angles sometimes. It always comes at the worst time.
Dizzy down the inside again though.
Dizzy. Oh, thank it glitched.
Oh.
It glitched. It was probably it probably looked like a really good over under, but for us it looked like they hit.
Yeah. But Dizzy now with the DRS down the main straight.
And he's going on the outside here. There's no way.
He's probably going to look for a switch back, which he looks down the inside for. Oh,
but now he's on the outside.
He's gonna he's not going to be able to make that.
He's going to have to concede that. But he could come back here.
Exactly, yeah. Or wait till the big
stop giving me these horrible cams.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives me like a wing cam. It's like I don't need the wing cam. They're fighting.
A good exit.
This is a really good fight here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're really fighting it. They're both.
Oh, down the inside.
They're both blinking. This is beautiful.
They've used all of their ERF.
They both. Oh, that's a very hard corner to try to take that together.
Yeah. But they both reset the track, so unfortunately they're both going to end up getting penalties.
There's definitely going to be a penalty for both drivers. But they're going to go back into their fighting again.
Exactly, yeah. They didn't lose any time from that. So, but Mookie
from each other.
Now in fifth.
Mookie benefits from their tussle. That's a hard corner to try to take together. I will say that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. I'd just like to point out though that Josh has no ERF left and hasn't really caught up much, but Shay has 75% of his battery left.
Yeah, Shay last lap did the fastest, so.
Foppa has dropped behind.
Behind John again.
Almost pushing his teammate through turn one.
They're
very close.
They might be pushing each other through, honestly. They're still there with the two front runners. A mistake will get them both a better position. So
exactly, yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Mookie lets them through.
Mookie actually lets them through. He sees that they're faster drivers.
Maybe he's just looking for a battle, yeah. Or maybe, maybe he's just not looking to lose too much time. Josh has dropped back. Oh! And they make contact again. These two cannot keep their cars off each other.
They do not want to. And just like that, because now they're both fighting, Sam might be able to get away.
Yeah, exactly. That's the 7th gap now. This is the perfect opportunity for Sam to try and get out of their DRS.
If he can get out of there. But they're both lacking ERS.
Yeah, they've both got
with that blinking light, it's telling us. Oh, he does too? Even Mookie's blinking? every now and
even
then.
Mookie's. They've
That
all
means
got
they're
less than
close
10%
to
DRS.
10%. Yeah. If they're blinking, they're less than 10%, and then.
Oh, Fopper's drops back to more than a second, sorry. Oh, he just manages to get back in now, actually.
Back into it.
It's close between these McLarens, though. That everyone in their respective bubbles is incredibly evenly matched.
Yep. With Shea just showing really good pace. I wonder if they'll be able to hold that pace through the entire race. Because it is... Oh, and Mookie goes off.
Yeah, I saw that. Pass in front, and he's going to be pushing to his absolute limit right now to try and stay with the hat. It's going to be a very interesting battle. The battle for P5 is still the same as it has been all race. This is going to be one of the best ones throughout the stream, I think. So I will try not to miss as much as I can. The gap from John. Sorry, did you get it?
Yeah, I'm back in. I'm just trying to set everything back up. Yeah, sorry, everybody, for that crash.
Oh, Dizzy Mason less than 2/10 behind the Ferrari now, using the few percentage he has left. And DRS now, he's going to look to the outside. Oh, it gives him a little nudge on the rear end of the Ferrari. That might have been a little bit of miscommunication between the three, not knowing where each other was going to go. And Dizzy stays behind again. Not sure that'll be anything report worthy of. However, again, down the straight, less than 10 separates them now as Dizzy Mason goes all the way to the outside of the Ferrari, but he tries to look for a switchback and there is no room at the inside. He spins him though, a bump at the rear, and the Ferrari is round. He cuts the corner to try and get back on track. I don't know if that's going to have given him a warning or not, and he's barely within a second now. I wonder if there'll be any stewards talks about that after the race. I for sure would not be too happy with that. John though has got within a second of Josh ahead, so
yep.
Now it's a three-way battle for P2 rather than a two-way battle for P3. This is a very interesting race.
We did miss. It was Josh that spun, right?
Josh spun at turn 1. Yeah, I caught him stranded on track, but I didn't catch him spinning. And I don't know if you were here for it, but Mookie DNF'd as well. DSQ'd, sorry, no, Mookie DSQ'd.
Disqualified? How did he do that?
Yeah, I think he was stuck in the grass because it disqualifies you for staying still.
That's when you can use the reset.
Reset to track, yeah. But John is in a second now, and he has completely dropped his teammate, who is 1.8 seconds behind now. So it's going to be quite hard for Popper to catch up now that he has no DRS and virtually no ERS either. In fact, the only person on the grid that has any is Shea, and he's in the lead and he doesn't have to use it.
But we do have John right on the back of Josh now.
We do. We have our first pit though, the Ferrari of Sam pitting
going onto the
hard compound tires.
We can see they're 10 laps in on their tires.
Very early though, they're only 45% worn. They could continue going for another
a little bit longer.
Although Shea's tires are quite considerably more worn at 55% compared to 45% to the guy behind. But
that makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, he's pushing. He's got a 9-second gap, right? So those tires. If those tires weren't that worn out, I would be surprised.
Yeah. But it's really close right now. This is a good race.
All right,
I don't know if we're going to see any more pitters now, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not yet. Maybe soon.
Not yet.
People might start when they're on the high 60%. We might see.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're going to want to stretch these as long as possible because this is a high deg track. So even on those hards, you're gonna close to the end. You're gonna feel it.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, we should have some pitters this lap. Apparently, the strategy they've all selected is telling them to pit this lap. So, you know, a bit early, I'd say, for what I've done personally.
Yeah. I think so too, but we can see Mason
maybe. Oh yeah, he is, isn't he? Onto a set of hard compound tyres. I wonder where he's going to come out in relation to the Ferrari. Depends on how good of an outlap the Ferrari has had. His tyres aren't that old, so it could be good. He's using ERS down the main straight. Let's see where he comes out. Oh, he's really far behind, actually.
I think it would be very important right now for one of the McLarens maybe to go in. You could force Josh into an early pit. Which then sets you up better into the late stages of the race. The problem is once you do that, you sacrifice one driver for the other, no matter what.
Yeah, you know, if I was...
and John gets a little twitch.
Oh, no. Well, you know, I was about to say, if I was one of the McLarens, I'd wait up long enough for the double stack to work so that they can both put on the same lap. But now he doesn't have to slow up because he might be far enough for it to work now.
Yeah,
but
should be far enough.
That does mean that they're no longer going to be in a fight with Josh anymore because no one's got the DRS to him now.
It's not as hard for him to stay in front if one of these drivers pits.
Yeah. No one pitting though.
They're not pitting yet. None of them.
No, they are stretching it as we thought they would.
Yeah, they're going to try to stretch it.
Tires. Yeah, Shay's tires are looking a bit worn though now.
I'd say we might see one of them pit here, but we'll definitely see somebody pit on lap, I think 14.
I think 15 would be the max you could do because then it wouldn't even be like half and half. You'd be spending more time on.
You'll actually be losing time, probably. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what we're talking about here is the crossovers. So these softs or these mediums, there is a point in which these mediums wear in so much that a hard set of tires will be equal to it or even faster in time. And that's what we're looking at.
It is about gauging that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you mess that up and box too early, your hard compound tires are going to be more worn and slower towards the end of the race, and you wouldn't have been able to extract as much pace out of the mediums as you could have. But we'll see what strategy they all end up doing. I think Shay's definitely going to pit this lap. 66, 67% on his fronts. Yeah, he does box.
Yep.
Presumably for a set of hards.
Okay.
I mean,
Shay had to though, right? Because the tires were so worn.
Oh, but Josh stays out though.
Josh stays out.
We're going to have flopper boxes. And I think John's going to have to continue. Yeah, he is.
Okay, those are our hards. I thought I saw softs for a quick second. I was like, that's a double.
Yeah, they are.
So FAPA responds. That makes sense. You bring in one driver for the copy. So you copy the strategy. So if this is the better strategy, it'll set FAPA into a really good spot when Josh comes out.
Yeah. And bear in mind that Josh is going to have to go that extra lap warming up his tyres, whereas these hard runners are going to have their tyres warmed up by that point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in relation to the McLarens and Josh. But I think it's going to be close. For whatever reason, Josh's tyre wear isn't coming up on my telemetry, so I don't know how worn his tyres are. But they are pretty hot.
Yeah,
90 degrees internal. Really hot.
Yeah, so unlike the previous games, I think the undercut isn't as strong as before because of the temperatures, right? Because they used to be able to warm these tires up a lot higher with their blankets. So these tires are coming out of the pits at a lot lower temp, unlike before. So FAPA will lose time on this first lap, but because if Josh pits now, he'll have that same issue. So it kind of still works out, but in a different way, right?
He does box. Yeah, exactly. And for whatever reason, it's so difficult to warm up the hards in this game on your outlap that you really have to get it right.
Definitely, yeah. So we do have Josh respond, and then John obviously responds to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that, we get Shay is going to take first position back again.
The lead again.
Yep.
With
and we do,
a
let's see.
margin.
Yep. So Josh goes on to the hards as expected,
Yep.
and John should go on the hards as expected.
Yep.
And because of nothing crazy happened.
No, Josh is going to come out ahead of Fopper, but it's going to be really close between the two McLarens. Fopper does stay ahead though.
Yep.
He does stay ahead.
But we expected that, right? Because he did do the early pit. I think he had about 3 seconds ahead of him. But you can see here now, it's still about the same. So the undercut does still work, because you'll see that will probably drop a little bit more. So I think he'll end up at a closer position than before. But he'll still be behind him with worse tires, or more worn tires. One lap. It's not.
And also we can't forget that John has to warm up his tires now, whereas Fopper's are already going to be decently warm. He's already lost a second in the first half of this lap.
Yeah.
To his teammate, and Fopper has gained a second on Josh, who is still trying to warm up his tires.
Yeah.
So Fopper could still be in with a chance to get P2 if he pushes completely flat out.
I think any of these guys has a chance, because they left themselves that gap, right? Shay has the bigger gap of making a mistake, but everybody has pit. So any pits from here on out, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
And Shay just goes faster with 135.990.
That's almost a second faster than his previous pair. I think the track is warming up though.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if the Icons division will be able to compete with that time. That's a pretty fast time. I don't know.
It's a good time on the hards. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's a fast one. I think we might see it in Champions. We get some guys in Champions. They'll put on some sauce and run a really quick lap.
Exactly.
So we might see that, or a late mediums. Well, I think in other situations you might want to put on different tires, but because the gaps are so small, none of these guys can pit, right? They're gonna lose they would have to pit and lose their position. I think Sam's the only one who can.
Sam
but
is
everybody
the only
else
one who can pit and not lose anything.
Everybody else loses position, and that's worse than for 1 point. It's not worth it, because they're all fighting for multiple points, seeing as we only have 6 drivers left.
If it was the difference between you and potentially getting points, then it might be a risk to consider. But if you're guaranteeing that you're going to get at least a few, you should just play it safe and try and relax and just keep it on the road.
Definitely. I think
at the end of the day, if you spin into the grass, it's not going to help. Shay
goes even faster at 135.773. We will probably continue to see this improvement every lap, or close to every lap. Because at this point in I think of the race, the tires deg slower than before, and they're losing fuel faster. So the car is actually getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and causing the deg on the tires to be less and less. So we'll be able to keep putting these laps out.
I'd like to point out though that Dizzy has caught up to John pretty well. Just done 2 seconds is the gap now. So
he's trying to catch him.
The McLaren ahead. Yeah, he might start to feel the pressure. And I mean, to be fair, so could Dizzy as well. I mean, he hasn't had so much luck this race in terms of keeping it clean and on track and stuff. And John had that mistake as well. Like as I said earlier, it's a really difficult track to stay consistent at, and being consistent is better than being fast sometimes and slow other times. But Shay at the front, consistently fast all race. That's exactly what he wants. And all the rest of the drivers have been having really good fights, at least in the first stint. Now the gaps have opened up a bit, unfortunately. Oh, Dizzy almost loses the rear end. He's lost about a second now to the McLaren ahead, so that's unfortunate for him. Oh, he gets all up on the curb and he's spun again. And he's into the wall, and Dizzy's out.
I guess I should have been watching that.
Yeah.
Oh. And we get a full safety car.
Ooh. See, this is bad though, because Josh and Shay
are they gonna
past the entrance?
No. Oh, so and Foppa and John are both going in already.
No, John can't pit because Foppa's going in. He'll lose.
John can pit though.
He'll lose track position. He'll lose track position to Sam if he doesn't
I guess.
Pit. If he does pit, John could have pitted.
It was a big enough gap that he would have gotten stuck behind his teammate, but not by a lot.
Yeah. So right now, Foppa is probably in the best position because he's got a brand new set of mediums. He only has to take 10 laps to get to the end on, and everyone else ahead is on used hards. Unless they can get round this lap quick enough,
they might be able to
and come out ahead. It's going to be really close.
I think they got really lucky that they didn't get stuck behind the safety car immediately. That makes a huge difference.
It does, yeah. It does indeed, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we know what the safety car is like.
I thought they were all going to get I thought they were going to get stuck behind the safety car immediately, but they didn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have 2 people boxing onto new mediums. It's going to be interesting to see what everyone else does. Do they risk their track position for new tyres, or do they just keep it out, make sure that they're in their positions they want, but be on the slower tyre and have to defend? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Shay coming up to the pit entrance now. Let's see what he does. He does come in. Shay in the lead, boxing, presumably for a set of mediums. Honestly, I don't know how long the softs can go. We'll have to see what happens.
Oh yeah, we have Shay coming in. So we just got a safety car. Hey Art, welcome to the chat. It is going pretty good. I crashed once in the middle of the stream, so that was fun.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but John is staying out. So he's going to jump.
John stays out. He's going to just... Interesting. But so they went on to... they went on new mediums instead of hards, huh?
Shay's on a new set of hards, which is interesting. Maybe he didn't have any new... I don't think he has any new mediums because he used that set in qualifying, remember?
You're right. He did use
so he's... And then he didn't even use that.
So John's just staying out then.
Yeah, so
John is actually helping Shay a lot here, right? Because Josh went in.
Yeah.
So we had Josh go in for mediums, Foppa went in for mediums, and Sam went in for mediums. And then we have the 2 front, or I guess Shay did go for new hards, as we can see in the tires, but he only had a few laps on him. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah. It was only 5 laps. If I was him, I would have just stayed out. The 5-lap difference under safety car isn't going to make any change really, because you're going to be able to save your tyres under the safety car. So they'll comfortably make it to the end. I would have just stayed out if I was him. But, you know, he probably thought he had a set of new mediums left and quickly found out that he actually doesn't. But, you know, we'll see what he could do. He's clearly quick. I mean, he set the fastest lap of the race on hards, and it's a second quicker than the next fastest lap.
Yeah.
So he's clearly got pace. And I wonder what John will do as well, because Foppa's in a really good position to steal P3 off Josh and get a McLaren 2-3.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of approach John takes. Does he try and go for the lead, or does he hold up Josh behind to get Foppa ahead? It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I think this, with John being there, it helps Shay a little bit, unless he's got good pace coming into this restart.
If he gets a really good restart, truck on the overtake, he could get ahead.
Yeah, and then that actually hurts both of them, and it gives Josh the best chance. And, you know, we still do have Foppa and Sam back there, and they're on mediums.
Yeah, exactly,
It is a good enough difference in pace. And we will be starting the last, 7 laps?
Last safety car lap, I think.
This should be. This should be.
Yeah, 7 laps left after this.
Yeah.
it's going to be really interesting. I think I hope that drivers, you know, racing now and the rest of the people who are going to race tomorrow, you know, play it safe off the safety car restarts, because obviously, you know, you've got the adrenaline of trying to get ahead and stuff like that, and
Yep.
a track like this, it's really easy to drop the car, and all of a sudden
Definitely.
you've gone from, you know, competing for the win to no points at all. So I think more than anything, you know, keep a cool head and be aware of your car's condition, the track condition, the people around you, before committing to something like a dive down into turn one and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, make sure you can do it all safely as well, because you know you don't want to take anyone out,
Definitely
especially
not.
yourself. And yeah, I think just playing it safe could be the option here, because it's a difficult track, and we've seen people having issues here
Definitely.
so far. So you know, depends on what approach drivers want to take. If they want to be aggressive and try and get those positions as soon as possible, and risk spinning and stuff like that for gaining, then they can take that risk. But is it a risk worth taking? I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, we did see that the race control did confirm that the
Safety
what you
cars
call
in
it's
the
coming
lap,
out.
yeah.
But
Safety car is in this lap, but
yeah.
we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go back to the last driver so that I can see all of the action. I think Shay has gone though. At the front, yeah, he has 8/10.
Here we go. They're
roughly.
starting. Oh my
Yep.
God! Look at that gap he just built. A really
Yeah,
good jump.
already a second. Really good safety car restart.
Must have caught him. Must have caught him off guard right there. Had him on the deceleration.
Yeah, exactly.
And that does in some way it actually does help Josh a bit if he can get past him quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Fopper has already dropped back a little bit from Josh, who is putting a lot
Fopper
of pressure
also lost
on John.
And we have Sam's. I think it's the Sam. Sam is pressuring him behind. So we'll try to keep an eye on the. We're really close to both. We might be able to see both passes if they happen.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe.
We do have to, after a safety car reset, you do have to wait 2 laps before the DRS is re-enabled.
Yes. Yeah.
So if they do it, they want to pass now. They have to pass under their own power. They do not get the assist.
Really wide.
Drag reduction
Josh,
system.
That's going to compromise his run. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
You're good.
But it's really close right now between them all. I mean, Fopper's definitely going to be using some more ERS to try and catch up.
Yeah, and
so
it looks like
Josh
we have.
As well.
It looks like we have both the McLarens being attacked, and it already looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, he is.
But he holds his line. They're respective lines there. Can't quite get him yet.
Oh, he's using overtake.
Wait, he's using overtake already? That's a weird spot to do it. He does compromise. He was just trying to.
Goes off track though.
He was just trying to compromise John's line. It looked like.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know if that would count as John keeping the position off track, because he didn't slow down much when he went off track. So
I think it's okay. I think
advantage from going off. Depends.
Yeah.
John really wide though on the exit.
And it looked like he lost it a bit too. No, I think he lost. Yeah. I think he was losing it a bit. You could see in his he gets so much turn in at one point.
Oh, but Josh really wide.
Yeah, he's really wide, and they're still fighting it here. He's not giving it up immediately. But he does have to concede the inside.
Yeah. I don't know how John is keeping with him and battling with him on these hards compared to new
it's crazy.
Mediums. Yeah. 7 lap hards compared to.
But we will most likely see John concede to Foppa eventually.
Maybe.
I think once the DRS gets enabled, he will most likely let him get through. If he can't keep, on the back of Josh, and we see Sam takes a penalty.
3-second time penalty.
First penalty of the race here, and with
that's really impressive though. The first one of the race, lap 22 of 28.
First one of the race. I mean, we did have a lot of DNFs, more than we would normally have, but it is the beginning of the season. I think a lot of these
People still
drivers
getting
are
used to
still,
everything.
yeah, still a bit rusty.
You see, Josh has broken a second though to John.
He already has broken the second. It was very important that he does though, because
now the
as
DRS
we
is
say that
enabled.
DRS is now enabled.
Yeah, it's going to be very close, and Fopper's really sticking with his teammate. I don't know if John is going to get told to let him through so that Fopper can maybe challenge.
I think that back straight is so good with the DRS that all you have to do is not use ERS, and you can easily let your teammate through. And what they'll do is they won't lose any time. They should be able to not lose any time doing so, because they do want to get Sam off of their back. They don't want him there, right? Like, you don't want him there.
Exactly.
You want to get rid of him as fast as possible, which means you don't want to slow down.
And you want your teammate to slingshot past so that he's closer to the opponent ahead.
Yes, he wants to catch Josh. I think Foppa still has a chance with Josh.
Maybe, but it's now almost a 2-second gap.
It is almost a 2. I mean, he is losing a lot of time. That's why he needs to let his teammate through as soon as possible.
Yeah, but I don't know if he will or not.
No, I think he is. Look at...
He's using overtake.
He is using overtake.
Not without a fight.
No, look at... He's still catching him, though.
He is. Is he going to go to the inside? He moves to the inside, but he doesn't.
They don't have team orders, and what we have here is we have
Papa
Sam
makes a mistake and Sam goes through.
No, he didn't make a mistake. Sam hit him.
Oh, did he?
Sam hit him right in the back. Didn't even give him the position back.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I thought he made a mistake.
Sam is
steward's inquiry.
That'll most likely end up in the steward's office. He didn't concede the position back.
No.
Which might result in him getting a time penalty, which he already has won. But by doing so, makes it much harder for Foppa now to be on podium.
Exactly.
Yeah. And maybe they just, but you could see, if John let Foppa through, he might have still had a chance. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But one curious thing is do you see the gap between Shay and Josh now? It is slowly
coming down.
It's slowly going down. We might come down to the last lap here with the pace that they're running.
Yeah. Josh is setting personal best sectors, and last lap went 6/10 quicker than Shay in first. Man. So
I will feel bad. I will feel bad for Shay if he does lose this position. He's been doing so good the whole time.
Led every lap except for the pit stop exchange.
Sometimes the race gods aren't friendly, right?
Exactly, yeah. I would know.
Oh!
That did not look malicious. I think John
That was definitely not malicious, but it was definitely bad for both drivers. And
exactly. I mean,
another steward inquiry right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess that gives Fopper his podium.
Does give him the podium he was looking for now.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best way, not the way you would normally want to get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta take that Gasly win, you know.
Gasly win. I can't believe you just said that.
Tell me Gasly didn't get that win because
he did.
But he did drive extremely well, just like Foppa did, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you have to put yourself in that position to win still. So
I feel bad for the stewards after this race, though.
Oh man, yeah. There's gonna be a few. I think there's definitely gonna be a few.
I think I have the steward's role, so if you need to send any clips to me, then feel free.
I'll definitely bring you in there. I'll definitely bring you in there. If you do have an inquiry, drivers, please post it in there under race incidents. Otherwise, we will not look into some of these incidences because we cannot see every bit of the track.
Yeah, and also, just keep the language and stuff clean, because although these can get pretty heated, we don't like to see the negative comments and stuff that some people decide to make.
Yeah.
So respectfulness is
We will
definitely
punish. We
something
will
need to
punish
bear in mind.
according to what happened. Let us punish them. Not you. Don't need to try to punish them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? Leave it on the track, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort everything out on the track. If you have a point to prove it on the track.
Yes.
Don't
show
use
you're faster.
Strong language and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna say it now though. I think this is the order that it's gonna finish.
It might be. Did you see Shay's pace just picked up? I think. Notice the random pace that Josh started pushing through, and then pushed a little bit on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Shay went 5/10 quicker on that last lap than Josh did. Even though he's on hard compared to mediums. Maybe it's a bit of ERS usage here and there, or he's just unleashed his pace.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to watch these two drivers. I think Shay had the pace today, but
100%.
by looking at these two drivers, it could be either one every track.
Exactly.
All drivers have different styles. This one seemed to benefit Shay a lot.
Shay.
So we'll see if that will continue going in.
It could be a little rivalry on our hands here.
Definitely.
Between the Haas
I would
and the
love to
Alpine.
see it. It'd be nice to see a Haas do well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind seeing my Alpines do well. So
yeah,
that would be good.
It's a good one for Alpine as well. If Mason didn't have that unfortunate incident, could have gotten them points as well.
But 25 points, 26 if he holds the fastest lap is a good chunk of points to gain.
It is a 12-round series, so
it is.
Plenty of race
I'm not
left.
too sure how many points. I'm not too sure how many points McLaren are going to get though. They might end up getting more than Alpine in total today. But
what is it? 18 and 15 over 25. So
yeah, they will. But like you said, it's a 12-round season. There's always time later to gain some points back. Also, can I just point out that last lap, Shay and Josh was only separated by half a tenth in their lap.
Oh, so Shay's got it as long as does not make a mistake here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just needs to keep on the road. Which
he's so close to him though. Kane, this straight is so long. Doesn't it feel so frustrating when you can see the driver, but you're like easily 10 seconds behind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But look at how close they look. They look so close. Yeah. But they're not.
The problem is as well though that Josh has used all of his ERS, but Shay still has over half of his.
Oh, so he's got it just in case he makes a mistake, right? The mistake. Yeah. It's the mistake battery extra, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
So here we go.
Oh, you're right. Left. It is 15-12, not 15-18.
Yeah.
So it's 15-12, so it is more.
It will be a little bit more, yeah.
But it's not as much as I was saying. It's not as much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think they'll be 1 point ahead, if my maths are right.
Yes, because Shay has fastest lap. Yep.
Exactly,
26-20.
Yep. Can we start awarding 2 points for pole position? Yeah. I think we should do that.
I think because of the nature of how we do polls, no. But if we did a full quali poll, or like a full quali, 100%, we should. It would be good to give a poll. Poll points. I would agree with that one.
I think Josh has made some sort of mistake maybe because he dropped off by 5 or 6 tenths in this lap, or maybe he's just trying to keep it on track.
I think he was definitely trying to. He's probably trying to push, but trying to get that fastest lap. Maybe made a little mistake, but with that, we could see Shay has pushed the ERS, almost getting a full extra second. Going into the last few corners here, and it's gonna be Shay is our first winner.
Unless he spins on this last corner. Yes, he doesn't. There we go, he doesn't.
Okay, I didn't jinx it. Goes across the line, Shay wins it. Josh right behind him, as we could see. in second. We get Fappa coming in third. To the line, we have John, the other McLaren, gets to the line, and we have Sam coming in at the end. Who did you think got driver of the day?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I guess we should. I should have done a drivers of the day poll.
Yeah. You know,
we'll do that right now. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Might be a little late
until everyone else has given their votes before saying mine, but you know, there's definitely a few picks up there. I enjoyed that race. That was very good. Lots of controversy, as we all love. Definitely some stewards' inquiries that are going to be made. But I think it was exciting.
It was definitely exciting with the amount of drivers we had. We didn't have as many as we wanted, but I think the ones that showed up showed really good pace.
Yeah, so do I. I think.
Right. So what was it again?
I think.
And our order was just. I guess we already said it, right?
Yeah, but Shay P1, Josh P2, Papa P3, John P4, and Sam P5.
With our DNFs being Mason, PFX, Carlos, and our one DQ was Mookie. Sadly, was beached, couldn't get out of it, got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But the poll is up. Feel free to choose your driver. If one of the drivers isn't on that list, I'm confused because we have all of them up there.
Unless they did a really good job of DNFing.
Yeah.
Then they might not be on there. But no, that was good. I'd also like to point out Fopper P6 to P3, so good showing from him.
Don't do that. How do we go back?
If I'm not mistaken, he's the only driver to have gained any positions in that race.
I believe so. Most of the drivers kind of stayed in their spot.
Stayed the same or lost.
Definitely.
But no, that was. You know, it's tough to call what would have happened with and without the safety cars, etc. You know, you can talk all day about like safety cars and stuff, but you know, the result is a result. I'm sure that some people will have some things to say about some of the actions that were taken in the race. There was a few incidents here and there. But you know, there was some good, clean racing moments as well in that, which were really fun to see as well.
Yeah, I think it was as clean. Like there was some stuff that wasn't as clean, but I think it comes down to a lot of these drivers trying to make it into a little bit of space. So they're trying to fight for a position. We had really good. You know, they were trying to be clean as possible. It didn't look like anybody was intending to do a lot of when there was an incident, and that's always a positive when we do see an incident, is that it's just them trying to fight hard.
Exactly.
Some drivers did benefit, and the others didn't. It's I think part of racing.
No, I agree.
But I think overall it was a really good race. We had some good fighting. We had Shay and like Josh keeping Shay honest, right? Like still had to put in good laps, still had to make sure he didn't make a mistake. Never got that extra gap, right? Usually once you exceed that pit gap, so the amount of time it takes you to pit, you're usually safe. Because even if you make a mistake, it's like, oh well, whatever. But having that full safety gap or a pit gap is like ideal for a lot of these drivers. Once you're in that spot, you end up doing really good times because you're not worried. You're like, oh, if I spin, I'm fine. But I think Josh, even Fappa and John kind of kept them, both of those two drivers, they couldn't just easily do something. And because of that,
Josh was definitely making sure that Shay had to actually race rather than
exactly
chill for 28 laps.
And then the 2 McLarens did it for Josh, kind of forcing him into having to have a strategy, not getting to do it like a free pit and all that stuff.
Exactly, yeah. And also Sam as well towards the end, keeping the McLarens honest, making them have to worry about behind as well, because I mean, a few laps in, they were all in their little bubbles, where we had the 2 McLarens and Dizzy Mason, the 2 front runners and the rear runners, so they were all kind of focusing on each other then.
All right, and we have the pole. So our winner was Shay. So he was the driver of the day, which that's what the game gave as well. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly, and because of that, we end up with Shay as our first driver of the day for the Legends division in China. Our next race is going to be Japan. And the for the Legends division, it'll be a day before the calendar time. So it will be February 24th. Which is Friday at 2015 GMT.
Yeah.
I was your host, Sneaky One. I was here with Lannon. This is Delta Zero Productions Champion Series Legends Division, round 1. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.